Alright. Let's Jack use that warp ammo. That is, in large part, what she's here for.
Gotcha. Switching sidearms.
Like so. Still, without a doubt, the best ammo effect, sound effect. Gets me every time. It's the delay as well. Like, maybe it won't do it this time. Then it hits you with it. Okay. In terms of weapons we actually want here, I think generally we're going to want to go with anti-shield, anti-barrier weapons, which means Death Plasma Shotgun, in our case, and in Jack's case, and SMG for Miranda. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Do we have any updates to our assignments? No, just check out the area. What is... Oh, bugs. For a second I thought those were Eclipse people. Hey, now, I suppose we might as well charge this up and be primed, ready to go. Cargo computer. You're saying the files are in the computer? Not anymore, they aren't. Alright, cargo ship Ter Allen docked and received a large shipment of resources en route to a facility in the Dranic system. Ter Allen requested escort for the shipment, claiming pirate activity along the route. Okay. What is this? Feel like their hive? I'm pretty sure I just heard an enemy. That I did. That's an Eclipse trooper, and that looks an awful lot like a Vanguard behind that trooper. Oh, you're awfully close. Let's take care of you. We're talking basic troopers, that's not much of an issue. But yeah, that is Vanguard. That is... Okay, that is a shielded trooper, so that's what you're here for, Miranda. You do also have the barrier damage, but that's a little bit harder for us to work the shields with this group. Oh, the Vanguard's not dead. Vanguard, you were supposed to be dead. Like, honestly, Shockwave might be sufficient just because she's about to die. Let's save the read for you. No. To that, I say no. Okay, investigate the Eclipse presence in the mining facility. Sure. Is there really anything new to that? Investigate the Eclipse presence? Yeah, I mean, doesn't really tell us anything we didn't already know. Let's see. Is there anything else over here of interest to us? Got the ammo. What do we have here? Something? Palladium. Oh, once again, the resource we need the most right now. What is that thing? Part of the mining infrastructure, I assume? Is that part of the engine for the drill or something? I don't know. Kinda looks like it. Are we also... I don't think we've saved yet on this mission, so we should probably do that. Let us see. And by let us see, I mean let us see. Alright, let's, just in case, charge this thing up. What do we have here? PDA. That we can examine and shoot our weapon. Alert. We are under mercenary attack. Escort civilians to crew quarters. Then, return to the work area to protect the main computer at all costs. I assume that was the computer that we saw previously. One over in that room. Also, I'm kind of interested now in just real quick, nabbing that. No reason. definitely haven't made a point of shooting computers. What are you talking about? Of course not. Okay. Let's see. Yep, I was gonna say, this looks like the kind of place where we would start to see more friends. More friends. That looks like they might have the armor that vanguards have. I'm pretty sure about that. Usually the vanguards are sorry. It's a little surprising. Okay, let's see. We got more coming though. You're a basic trooper. And the shields make you an enemy that Miranda is best to take now, although we do have the plasma shotguns, which are pretty good at it too. There is a heavy back there somewhere, which is a little bit concerning.
Now let's...
Oh, darn, I think we got rid of that enemy before we were able to officially get the combo. Oh, hello, missiles. Okay, so can we pull you out of the aircraft?
Bitch.
That's right. Rude, you didn't actually get pulled out. I didn't even try to get rid of that other guy, but okay. And now what we do is we pull you and then warp you. Miranda!
Firing now.
Timing. Look at the combo, man. That's gotta be heavy, right? Hello. Ooh, good shot, Jack.
Bitch.
And now, Miranda, go for it.
Here we go.
Thank you. One away. That combo. Okay. So... we got friends. And we got friends that are pretty close by. At that. Did that hit two of them? Don't think it did.
Watch the landing.
Not sure we're going to be able to do the combo on that one, but that's perhaps beside the point. Oh, well, he's just dead. You're probably going to be dead as well. That's also an explosive container over there that we may not want to be all that close to. Likewise there. Deliberately going to try to save Miranda's ability. Do that. So we can do that. There we go. We got it. Tactician. That is achievement for getting 20 combos with, I mean, the easiest way is definitely to do pull, and then while the enemy is still actively floating upward with that, use warp. Okay. So, we've got this mainframe here that we can hack. Let's look around a little bit first, though. Get a better sense of the lay of the land. It seems like it's a pretty large area. Med kit there. There's another explosive container. Sure, we'll nab it. We don't need it, so we're just going for the credits, but why not? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. I think that was just the sound of somebody hopping over cover. Okay, so there's the bridge control as well. So let us do the mainframe first, I think. Let's see. It is this. It is green at the bottom, right? Oh, it's this. There you are. And then this guy, it looks like it. Yep. Probably should have saved before we did this. Okay. Shipping log. Cargo ship Terra Alon docked and received a large shipment of resources en route to a facility in the Draenix system. Terra Alon requested escort for the shipment, claiming pirate activity along the route. This is, I thought, what we saw in the previous place. Location of last report from Terra Alon encrypted. Okay, it is decrypting now. Yeah. Should have saved before I did that. Oh, there's palladium over there. Hold on, there's palladium. It's over here, and I want it. Does that mean we need to cross the bridge to get to it? Because I think we might. Also, yeah, you know, the part where I said we didn't save would probably mean that we should be particularly careful, not particularly reckless. Okay, so, obviously we have more enemies as we're equipping. They're not very nice. I know we're done with the achievement, but still an effective strategy. In this case, we're not going to be able to combo it, really. Unless we try with Jack, but well, I was going to say I'm doubtful that'll work, but it kind of did. Okay, and if we can pull you out, we can warp you with Miranda. She's off cooldown. That Jack just, yes, right in the middle of it all. That's not what I wanted to have happen there. Ooh, that's also very bad.
That one hit.
Love to review to get more HP, but don't really think we have the luxury of popping out of cover right now. Now we can.
Firing now.
Ooh, I got greedy. Wanted to get rid of the barriers. Okay. I think you're probably gonna be a dead guy. That was an explosive container. Fine, you're not actually a dead guy. Ooh. Oh, Captain Vorleon? Excuse me, Captain. To what do we owe the pleasure? Ow! We are so dead. That got very bad very, very quickly. In large part, almost exclusively because of him. Oh, and Miranda went down. I honestly have paid zero attention other than just noticing that Jack was out here to where all of our teammates were. So we're obviously now on cooldown. Ooh. Ooh. That works surprisingly well. Jack, fortunately, does actually have a flanking position right now. So if they're all focused on us, then Jack does have the opportunity to dish out some damage. You are pullable. No one else is. Oh, there was one other person over there, but okay, let's quickly do this. Now you can do a little more stuffs. You're dead. Oh, I don't like this. Just finish you off. Right now, the captain is paying attention to Jack. That's a bit of a problem. Not the best weapon for this. This is. Now he remembers us, and you have no armor, so you can get pulled. Okay. I would like to see if we can grab that iridium. Or rather, that palladium. Before everything is said and done, but where exactly was it? Right here? Huzzah. Nice. Okay, we got Jack back, or rather, Miranda back. And decryption is complete. So now we save. Had one or two close calls there, and again, definitely should have saved before we initiated that. Power cells, well, we don't need those either, so get a little bit of monies out of that too. Let's take a look at what we have here, though. Alright, the decrypted data. The decrypted data is incomplete. Further details are required to trace the Terraland location. The data has been sent to Cerberus for further analysis. Okay, we get some credits as well. We can now leave whenever we'd like. Let's do a quick double check, make sure we didn't miss anything big here. Got the palladium over there. Might have just activated this without even realizing that I did. Don't think this was open initially. We grab that palladium. I think we're good. I think we're good. Let's head out. Alright, mission complete. Recovered data referring to the Terra Alon's location, but more decryption is needed. We got 125 experience, and looks like the full credits. And 4,000 palladium is pretty sweet. Alright. Any word from Kelly? No, she's just giving us the evil eye. Is that enough palladium for us to do anything interesting? Not enough for the heavy armor. For the ship, that is. It is enough for the heavy pistol damage. Part of me feels like I would kind of like if we just got the big one out of the way, because this one is more expensive. Kind of like if we could just check that one off, because if we keep on spending palladium as soon as we get a little bit of it, then we're just never going to get up. We're always going to have a smaller, easier to achieve target than the heavy ship armor, when I'd very much like for us to get this soon. So maybe we save a little bit more before we spend our palladium and try to get up to the ship armor. Let's see. So that means, well, we started this one a little bit earlier, so it's a little bit further down. But Eclipse captured the mining facility to learn the destination of the freighter Terra Alon, which was known to be carrying some valuable cargo. Terra Alon's last known location has been decoded. Alright, let's take a look. So now, we had already explored this area, yes, but we had not finished that quest. So now, and we could go back to Ilium if we actually felt as though there were things we wanted to purchase there. Again, there are some pieces of armor that theoretically might be a bit of an upgrade, but at the same time, probably prefer to get other weapon upgrades and things like that done first, before we do the sort of nice to have, or nicer to have, but not as necessary things like, oh, I don't know. Can you make that? I guess you could make the case that if it does mean that that armor gives us some additional health or additional shields and therefore survivability, then you could make an argument that that's actually a higher priority, certainly, than something like sniper rifle damage, which is a weapon that at least Shepard does not have access to as a Vanguard. So, you could be convinced. I mean, it's, of course, easy enough to head back to Ilium on a later occasion if we are so inclined, so not too worried about that. Instead, let's look at other places that we have not really explored all that much, or I'm surprised the Krogan DMZ is still only 46%. It seems a little odd. The other thing is that, I mean, well, the hundreds are starting to add up a bit here. For the most part, those things that are not 100 are the places where we still have a mission or two left, and that's not so surprising. But with that in mind, we have this save crashing ship mission here showing up for the longest time, and yet it isn't showing up on our assignments list, which is odd, but it's only 42%. We have this mission. We have, I think, recently established that no, it is not Arrival. That's Arrival down there. We, I think, deliberately avoided this for a long time because we didn't want to do Arrival until at/near the end. So let's check this out. Alright, so yeah, the MSV Broken Arrow. I mean, I assume we were here before. We know if we know the names of the planets, then that does mean we've been here before. And we have Dorada is 100% explored, so that obviously means we've been there before as well. So I think we probably either check that out, or, I mean, we could, of course, explore these other neighboring areas, but let's see. Let's see what the deal is here. The MSV Broken Arrow. That doesn't look good. That certainly doesn't look good. Anomaly detected. Scans detect a rapidly decaying derelict ship in orbit over planet Jonas. Registration matches the MSV Broken Arrow. Ship's manifest notes volatile munitions cargo on board. If left undisturbed, the ship's trajectory would lead to impact with Jonas. High probability that the crash site would be Farragon, Jonas's largest human colony. Of course. Of course it would be. So that means, we'd probably like to intervene here. Also, Geth signatures detected aboard the MSV Broken Arrow. Those darned Geth. Those darned Geth seem to be back, causing some more trouble. But, let's give it a shot. Let's go for it. Okay, so in terms of the team we want for this one, we heard that we should expect Geth. That means that is almost certainly a good fit for Tali. If nothing else, then because she has the AI hacking, and then the explosive drone can also be good for just distracting people, which I think, could also be quite helpful here, too. As for the other person, Geth tend to be shields. The big Geth sometimes have armor, but I'm not necessarily sure we're going to run into those enemies here, or at least even if we do, we probably should expect more shields than armor, or certainly not barriers. I'm not sure if Geth ever have barriers. So that would mean, we've seen a lot of shields missions as of late with all the blue suns we were taking out. So Sumi has overload, heavy overload at that, so it's well upgraded, so that's not a bad choice. Although other skills, Shadow Strike is also not a terrible idea. Other than that, Miranda, of course, we just took recently. She has overload, it's not as highly upgraded as Kasumi's. Garrus does as well. We have been using him a lot as of late. Does have area overload, though, so that's highly upgraded. That could be good. We have Zaid for the disruptor ammo, squad disruptor ammo. It's also not a bad choice, so there are options. There are definitely options. In terms of what would be most useful for this specific mission, I feel like maybe not Zaid. Let's rule him out a bit. I think let's disqualify Miranda for just having the basic overload and leave it to either the question of Garrus with the area overload or Kasumi with the heavy overload. I think it's going to be Garrus. We've used this team a lot. Tali plus Garrus, but that's not a coincidence. I think in many cases it is because it is one of our strongest certainly anti-synthetic lineups. And given how we're expecting Geth, I think that makes sense for us to go for it here. Okay, and in terms of skill points here, nothing of note for Shepard or Garrus, and Tali, sadly, is still waiting on the opportunity to fully upgrade her energy drain, but that means we're going to save these points here. In terms of weapons, I think for the most part we've been setting people up for anti-shields, so not much should have to change there. Arc projector probably also makes sense for that reason. Let's do it.
Warning. Collision with the planet's surface is imminent. I am transmitting a countdown to advise you of the time remaining until impact.
Okay. Can we save? We can. So, much like the other missions, or specifically the, the mission where we were stopping the Batarians from launching missiles at a human colony, we are timed here. And so we gotta be fast. It's 6 minutes. We are not timed when we're reading these logs, I don't think. So, don't need to worry about that component. Can take a second, breathe a sigh of relief here. Captain's log. Captain Thomas Johnner, MSV Broken Arrow. Yellow alert? You don't hear about yellow alerts all that often. I'm moving the ship to yellow alert. While we have seen no signs of trouble, I'm not so sure we won't run into Geth this far out. We have to be prepared for anything. I've been told it's a terrible idea to go this far out toward Geth territory, but these colonies need to defend themselves. Sometimes, I think the only thing keeping the crew from shriveling up in fear is the 100 crates of military-grade weaponry on board. Yeah, that's not good for that to crash into stuff, though, in that case. A little shore leave when we get to the Muref system will do us all some good. We have a lot of deliverables to make, and it's not going to get any friendlier out here. Alright, perhaps understandably, we go from yellow alert to red alert. Moving the ship to red alert. The Geth are attacking. We're ill-equipped for an attack of this magnitude, but we'll do everything we can to survive this. These colonies need these weapons, and this attack is further proof of how dire the situation out here is. Signing off. This will be the last entry in this log. Given the severity of the Geth attack, I've ordered all hands to evacuate and head toward the colony. Should the Geth succeed in capturing this ship, they also gain control of the 100 crates of weapons in the cargo hold. Therefore, I'm using my authorization codes to scuttle the ship, hopefully destroying the Geth and remain aboard. I intend to stay aboard to make sure the ship dies gracefully. My plan is to disable the ship's engines, thus causing our orbit to decay. This will bring the MSV Broken Arrow down to the surface where the self-destruct timer will destroy the ship. I must be careful. If I fail, there's no telling where the ship will end up. Given how Edie is telling us that the ship is going to end up in the largest city, something tells me it didn't go according to plan. Okay, but now we need to be fast. So yeah, it definitely was not running as we were going through there, but we have to bypass this door. Our timer, I believe, is going right now, so we've got to be fast. Come on. C's. I guessed there, but they were right next to each other. It looked like they were connected, so it was a good guess.
Incoming.
Oh, there's not the weapon I want. I want to get the plasma shotgun. That's not good. Fortunately, they're just basic Geth troopers, but this is gonna hurt. Okay, Tally, if you could hack that one, that'd be lovely. Ooh, Shepard, please take cover. Oh dear. Can't really read synthetics. He looked over the cover and shot us in the back of the head, so we died. I mean, we deserved it. We did deserve it. We should have been ready with the shotgun, and then we kind of just didn't go well from there. Okay, so, excuse me, Edie, we only have 5 minutes and 54 seconds, not 6 minutes. Rude. Okay, so let's just make sure we've got the Geth plasma shotgun. And the teammates, I think, do have the best anti-synthetics weapon. Guys, move. Come on. Okay, we're stuck. Okay, no, we're not stuck. Really? Okay. That's convenient. Yeah, they hit hard. They got the damage. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want charge. Get the shield back. Then let's overload you. And that is Tally's drone, mind you. We have room emergency seal. We need to override, it looks like. But of course, these Geth are going to make matters a little more complicated than that. Let's do it. Navigation offline. Life support systems damaged. Hull breach detected. Local atmosphere venting to space. Engine status. Engines disabled. To restore power, re-engage the power couplings. Warning. Atmosphere entry detected. Impact with planetary surface imminent. Okay. Didn't really help us. Alright, let's have squad mates move in here.
Right.
You got it.
Engine room sealed. Okay. Engine room emergency seal. Hold on. That's what we need. Yes. Hello? Where are you? I think we found them. They are all up here. And this is not good, because we proceeded to completely ignore them for a while. I'm not even sure if we can charge them from this spot. Unity could restore our health and shield, which may honestly be necessary after this. It'll, of course, cost us a Medi-Gel. But, let's see, we have power coupling number 1, which we would like to activate right about now. Callie, use a drone up there. Not sure what she did. That would prove helpful if she did. Okay, that Geth Trooper is still up there, mind you. Now I believe he's dead. Let's do this. No! Okay, so what happens here is we need to get this done, and if we get hit while we are doing it, then we get interrupted, as you just saw. Which we keep on getting incredibly close, but then this freaking trooper hits us. Stop hitting us! Now we're almost dead. Ooh. Okay. Let's keep moving. Somewhere. Not exactly sure where. Perhaps we take a look. Seems to be directing us over here. I mean, if we could charge that guy, that'd be great, but I don't think we can. How do we get there? The Iridium for what it's worth? How do we get up there? Slash over there. I think up and around like this. That's not where I want to be standing. Ow. Okay, that's Tally. What?
I'll light him up.
Okay, I'm honestly not sure. Which obviously, when we're timed like this, is not good. Get through there? That's not a thing. So I think this first one is going to be basically a test run in many ways. Just getting a sense of where we... Like, I see that ramp there, but how do we get there? Because this is broken. This isn't open either. I mean, if we could charge them, get up there, that'd be great, but we can't. Just want to... Like, how do we get there? Simple question. Pretty simple question. I thought. Also, like, one shot's gonna kill us at the moment, but... Where? Oh, well. And then I proceed to stand back out here. But... That's not really helping. You say this way. But how? Other thing worth noting. Can we drop down there? Down here. Okay, well now I feel silly, of course, but I did not realize we could do that. So we waste a whole lot of time now, so I'm highly skeptical that we can succeed. Other thing worth noting is that the waves of Geth are actually infinite. Get this real quick. We get it in time. We might have just barely gotten in time. Garrus went down, so that's obviously not good. Seems like our power coupling's not been re-engaged. Okay, apparently we need to do that first. Go down there, I suppose? Again, it's in many ways figuring out where we're supposed to go first. Yeah. Count? Is it? You're telling me to go here now. Or so it seemed. Oh, back up here? Okay, well, as I said, telling me a little confused. Where? Hold on. Hold on. Reactivate the engines. Reactivate the engines aboard the MSV Broken Arrow to stabilize the ship's orbit. Yes. So this is the engine control, which apparently we can only do once we've activated all the engines. We've done 2 of them. So, I mean, I just want to know where they are so that when we do this next time, we know what we're supposed to do. Is another one back here? No. But did we not complete engine number? Did we not finish this? I really thought we did. We got staggered as the meter was full. But I thought it was sufficient. Maybe we didn't. Maybe that's why it's... Unless we still need to go here. That is what it seems to be doing. Yeah, that must have been it. Okay, so now what do we do? Okay, so yeah, it doesn't, it's red when you still need to do it, and it still has the square around it. Now, can we do this? Question mark? Yes, we can. Okay. That. That. Gotta be that. Gotta be that. Is it just that? Because, needless to say, countless mistakes were made.
That should do it.
And I did not think we were getting it done. But apparently we did. Alright, and unlike the previous mission that we did, with the missiles getting launched, where after having completed the timed section, we had the chance to go back around, explore the ship a little bit, that was not the case this time. We did, however, make a point of grabbing at least one of the types of resources. So let's see. We stabilized the MSV Broken Arrow. Remaining Geth have been disengaged. The colony is now safe. We got 125 experience, and we didn't find any credits. I don't know if there are any to find at all. That may not be the case. So, and then Iridium, we got at least some of that. So, yeah, odd numbers in both these cases, but given the difficult circumstances and the strange nature of this mission, I'm not sure if there is anything else to get there. Alright, so we are now done with the imminent ship crash, which for a while we had thought was just an odd way in which the game had renamed Arrival, and so it's like, okay, well, let's make sure we don't do that, even though we later realized Arrival, no, okay, it is actually called something that makes sense. It's just hiding in a distant corner of the galaxy, so that meant imminent ship crash was safe for us to do. So that's good stuff. That means we are all done with that, and our list of side assignments here is extremely small at this point. All we have is Arrival, at the moment at least. Let's take a quick look at the galaxy and just take a little bit of a status check on how many of these systems still have exploration left to be done, other than the ones that have like obvious missions that we've yet to do, like acquiring the Reaper IFF. Presumably the remaining 19% are having to do with the area that we've not yet explored that has to do with that quest. Ilos Nebula, we do still have a lot of stuff to explore there, but as you're seeing here, the number of 100s is rapidly increasing. So that's a good sign. Shrike Abyssal does still have some stuff to be explored. So it's not like we're there yet, but there's only 2 or 3 areas that don't have quests in them where we are looking to still do additional exploration. Then, as we were saying before, the Arrival spot is hiding way down there. But that's a good sign. And as I was saying, does absolutely mean we are getting very close to wrapping up, certainly at least side quests, these minor missions in which we're going to uncharted worlds. But we're getting close to the end of the main game as well. And we could even, let's take a look at our resources here. Palladium, yeah, we're still trying to get that to be, what is it, 1,500? Or rather, 15,000. 15,000, I think, is the number we're looking for to get the armor for the ship. But the credit total, we've done many missions now without really buying much of anything. So, in theory, we're probably able to buy something from, I would think, at least Ilium and or Tuchanka, if not more, because, as we were saying, I think it's sniper rifle damage, at least in the case, or rather, not Ilium, on Omega. Tuchanka might be heavy pistol. Let's try Tuchanka here real quick. Alright, I'm not the only one who had trouble finding that that engine activator. Okay, well, how's it going, X-Low? Yeah, the weird thing was I had, I did the second of the two, like, engines that you needed to start up, and I filled the bar, and so I thought I was done with it. But then I got interrupted or staggered right after the bar filled, and it seems like even after the bar fills, you still need to do a little bit more before it actually finishes. And so I thought I was done, but I wasn't actually done, so I had to go back and do it again and actually finish the full thing. And only then was I actually ready to do it, and once I had done that, then, and only then, could I actually finish the mission. Yeah, I think we have one upgrade we are eyeing on Tuchanka. Maybe we pick that up. And, I mean, sure, we'll take grunts. But I think this is mostly just a brief shopping trip. Okay, and in terms of abilities here, I think we were just gonna leave these unspent for the moment. Fortification, I think that is the intention, is to put our last 3 points here into that to make Grunt a little more survivable. It means additional plus 25% maximum shields when he does have that up. Maximum armor, technically. But, okay. Sounds good. Then, the weapons don't matter in this case, of course, if we're quite literally just shopping. Okay, so I don't really think we need to chat with too many people here. We've been there, done that. But, as I said, at least one weapon upgrade, if not two. And might be sniper damage, in which case it's not great for us, because we can't use snipers ourselves. Oh. What? Oh. Got really disoriented there for a second, like, did Tuchanka get destroyed? They just blow the whole thing down, because it kind of looked like it. It is what? Over this way? Where is it? It's up here. Portac.
Again, talk in my lab, human. You must have more questions.
Oh, actually, don't need to talk to you to buy stuff from you,
Yes,
of course.
move along.
This is what we're looking for. It is heavy pistol damage. Okay, so yeah, that's better, I think, for us than the sniper damages, because we can't use snipers ourselves. Obviously, when we bring sniper squad mates, it does something, but it'd be nice to focus on prioritizing the ones that actually affect us and our teammates. So, in that way, let's go heavy pistol, and it's not even that expensive. It was, what, the 5,000 or 50,000? And so I think the other ones were 50% more than that, sniper rifle damage. So yeah, I think we can afford to get that as well, if we'd like to nab that real quick. That one, I know there's one on Omega. Yeah, so I think the big purchases we're still looking to make are just sniper damage on Omega, some potential armor upgrades on the Citadel, or not on the Citadel, on Ilium. But I think that's it. I think that's it. And we were, for a while, I think, assuming that we would not have enough to afford those armor upgrades on Ilium, but at the moment it's looking decent. Alright, so in that case, why don't we take a quick look at Omega? And I think we should just get that heavy pistol damage immediately, right? Usually when we buy it with credits, we don't need to spend resources to research it afterwards, because it's kind of like, alright, you paid with money, you don't need to also pay with resources, but could be mistaken. Did we say? No, we said not Ilium. We said Omega. Ilium has the armor, which is arguably more important than the sniper damage, because, again, we don't use snipers ourselves, but in an ideal world, we'd be able to get both. We'll just start with this. Alright, so, and once again, this shouldn't really matter who we're taking here, because we are mostly just going on a quick shopping trip. And in terms of abilities, we did pick up Barrier on Jacob after having finished his loyalty mission recently. Much like the other purely defensive-based abilities, well, gives him extra shields for a given duration. I mean, let's be honest. We haven't used Jacob much as of late. We are probably still not going to use Jacob much, so I don't really think it matters all that much. I was kind of thinking we were just going to spend the last few points to get his last level of Cerberus Operative, but it probably won't make much of a difference either way. And I think for Miranda, we are probably going for this big overload, our last one as well. And let's find ourselves, if I remember correctly, I think it's a sniper damage upgrade that we still have left. But we can poke around a little bit. I know there's at least one quality of life upgrade, the thing that increases the amount of time that you have when you're trying to do hacks, and hacks have been a little bit tricky at times for us, compared to the bypassing, which seems considerably easier. Ken's salvage, I remember, yeah, we've gotten everything here. But I think here is where the weapon damage upgrade is. Again, there's armor, but I don't think this is the armor we are most interested in. Yeah, so here's 40% sniper rifle damage. Anything else that might be of interest? There are some decent armors here for sure, but I think just not necessarily the types of gear, the types of bonuses we're looking for on that. So, wow, this is actually also just 50,000. So we might even be able to get this.
Looks interesting.
Plus, let's see, at Parrot's Emporium. He's the one that has the sort of quality of life stuff that I'm thinking of. Being the hack module, it's just that it's so late on in the game now that it's kind of silly to just throw away 2,500 credits for the sake of throwing away 2,500 credits when we have very few hacks remaining at this point. If we were to have gotten it, it would have made much more sense to do it early on. It could be kind of interesting to pick up the Blackstorm, though. It's relatively cheap. It's a heavy weapon. The Blackstorm Gravitational Singularity Projector is the brainchild of the weapon designer Eli Wegner, one of the few humans who earned the privilege of serving with Asari commando units. Overawed with how the Asari could create biotic singularities to pull opponents out from behind cover, he was determined to duplicate the feat technologically. It's probably Wegener, right? Team created a weapon that could elevate target particles of matter to near infinite mass, creating a gravitational singularity and drawing nearby objects inward for a short time. Rapidly increasing gravity rips the target apart as it pulls the enemy closer to the Singularity's center. When the mass effect field destabilizes and suddenly returns to normal mass, the result is explosive and inflicts additional trauma to the enemy. The weapon almost didn't happen. Early designs were dangerously unstable. Science for creating a hyper-dense mass effect field was well established, but projecting it at an adjustable range proved elusive. It was only after 6 years of development the weapon finally qualified for Systems Alliance AIHW, Advanced Individual Heavy Weapon Trials. By that time, the Singularity Projector was rugged, reliable, and easy to use and repair. It immediately went to field tests in a small-scale desert war on Earth, where the weapon terrified opponents who had never seen its effects before. The swirling sand and dust sucking soldiers into its center served as the centerpiece of many propaganda videos. In the resulting media coverage, the Vanguard Arms M490 GSP became known by its simpler nickname, the Black Hole Gun, which is a pretty sweet name. His dream finally a reality. Vanguard personally altered its name to a more marketable Black Storm. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty cheap. It's a heavy weapon, one that we obviously haven't used yet, and one that, I mean, we've generally been putting on the Avalanche just because it's pretty versatile, and we haven't used it all that often, but it's a nice safety net to have, and this one I think is probably not as universally usable as the Avalanche, but it's actually a pretty solid one. It's a pretty solid one, so why not? Because all of a sudden it seems as though perhaps we have more money than we were expecting to have at this stage. Which is, I mean, a pleasant surprise, yes. Just means that some things that I wasn't necessarily thinking we'd be able to purchase, we actually can purchase. Also, Repent, the end is nigh. And I think that's just about everything that we were looking to do here. Because we've, I believe at this stage, done just about every quest there is to do on Omega. So, I mean, it'd only be a matter of if we wanted to come back on a later occasion to make other purchases, maybe pick up some of those armors. But again, I think when it comes to armor, top set we're looking for is on Ilium, not on Omega. Okay, and I mean, we would even see if we can afford the ones on Ilium, the armor. We don't have that many credits anymore. I mean, generally, I thought that armors were a little bit less expensive than those ammo upgrades,
Commander, you've received a new message
weapon
at your private
upgrades.
terminal.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Let's take a look at this, though. Oh, not that. This. The Normandy, our thanks. From Raphael Colon, governor of Fargon Colony, Jonas. So this is the colony that we just saved from the ship that was going to crash into it. Normandy crew, we retrieved your identity from the docking data aboard the MSV Broken Arrow. We're led to believe that your crew is responsible for saving our colony from a catastrophic event. Not only did you defeat the Geth and prevent the ship from crashing into the planet in a trajectory that would have destroyed our colony, but you also saved nearly 100 munitions crates that would have been lost in the ship's scuttling. Thanks to you, we are safe and can continue the Broken Arrow's work in arming the colonies on the fringe of Geth space. On behalf of the residents of the Fargon colony, you have our eternal gratitude. Well, glad to hear that it helped. Glad to hear they appreciate it. So let's just verify that we do not actually need to purchase these things. No, we had this before, right? Yeah, I just saw. I know that we just recently purchased pistol damage and sniper damage, so I saw these at a glance. At first, I thought, hold on, do we actually need to invest these? But no, this is specifically sniper headshot damage, so this is not the one we just purchased. We did, I believe, actually already get the just base damage increase for all of our squad mates, and same with the heavy pistol damage. It's just this happens to be the last one here, and we did have this before. We just deliberately were not purchasing it because we were saying that we would like to ideally prioritize the heavy ship armor above that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see.
No messages for you, Commander.
Thank you, Kelly. It's not like we just checked 30 seconds ago.